The following is a Thorpe TV production brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Saturday Gun Chat. That relaxing time way up north near the Canadian border where Mr. Holster talks about guns. Let's have a big round of applause for that Saturday gun guy. Here he comes, Mr. Holster! Saturday gun guy, Jack. That guy's a putz. Are you serious? Why, he's the... Oh, Mr. Holster. Hey, yeah. It's me, Pards. Mr. Holster. That's me, Jack. Well, let's get the show started off right to the sunny slopes of long ago. Now that doesn't heat you up and cool you down all at the same time. Well, we got a lot of things to talk about today. I got some new stuff I got that I want to talk about, so we're going to be jumping around. I'm going to start with this. I bought some stuff from the Sig Sauer website, and it's some Mitch Rosen gun leather. Let you see that. A couple things I got that were discounted that we'll talk about. I'm going to put them right here for the moment, though. And because I want to talk about the holster I got first, because this I paid full price for this. This was not discounted. It's a Mitch Rosen holster. It's from his Express line, I do believe. Yes, it is. But it's a little different in that you can get it from Sig, and it has the Sig logo on there, which I'm not a real fan of because, quite frankly, I don't want to be a walking billboard. But you're able to get it right away because they got them in stock. And this is for my Sig P239, and what I like about this holster is that it's a direct vertical drop, which is what I like. 3 o'clock, direct vertical drop, so when your hand comes down on the gun, it's in the position to fire. So there's no readjusting, it comes up, and there you go. See? And what an excellent holster it is, too. There was no need to break this in or fit it. Right out of the bat, the gun slid right in perfectly. Beautiful. And all you got to do is smell these. Very nicely done. Beautiful, beautiful cowhide. Nicely finished. Lots of times you get a nicely molded and nicely made and stitched leather holster from somebody, but it's not finished all that nice. And it's so nicely sealed up and finished on the inside and the outside, and that makes it easier to take care of. If you got a good finish on the inside, you can just wipe it out with a damp rag to clean it. And like I said before, many a times I've said this, I like to take a little silicone and maybe every 6 months or so, sometimes less, depending on how much use I get it. Sometimes I've got some holsters I don't use that much, only once a year I do this. If I'm wearing it all the time every day, I do it about once every 6 months. Make sure your holster's cleaned out, and I try to clean it without using any kind of saddle soap or any kind of cleaning materials, but just some warm water on a clean rag and just wipe it down. Anytime you put saddle soap on there or neat's foot oil or any kind of cleaner, the leather absorbs it, and then the leather starts getting flabby, and the leather should be stiffed. It comes stiff. You want to keep it like new. It should be stiff. So I just wipe it out like that and then take a silicone and just spray it like this. That's it. Once every 6 months on one I'd use. And I'd spray it like that before I use it too. Initially when I get it, just a little and that's it. Helps make the holster last longer and cuts down the wear and tear on your firearm. And I'm very happy with this. I want to share it with you. If you've got a Sig, you can get these Mitch Rosen holsters on the Sig website, and they're very nicely made, and they'll come to you right away. That's an option to you. What started this was they had on their clearance page, they have this particular item, which is a Mitch Rosen, and I can understand why they have it on there. It's a 380 single stack for a 1.5-inch belt in black, a mag pouch, and not too much I'm sure, demand for a 380 mag pouch on your belt. Most people that have a 380, it's a pocket carry affair. They're not going to be putting the magazines on their belt. I, however, had a specific purpose for this. These run me about $50, and they were on clearance for $8.99. So I bought a couple of them, and here I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to... we got to get this out. Got my Russian shotgun here, which is a handy, nice little firearm. And what I'm going to do is, I've been using this to carry extra rounds on there, which it's alright. Not a big fan on it, but it gives you some rounds. But what I'm going to do, as long as we're here, this is such a nicely made shotgun. It's too bad they don't bring them into the country anymore. This is one of the banned firearms from Russia. And they're just great little shotguns. 2 3/4 inch shells. Baikal, I think is how you pronounce it. B-A-I-K-A-L. Baikal. Very nicely made little coach gun. Double barrel, 12 gauge coach gun. And it's just a fantastic gun to use around the place here. But holds 2 rounds. You got to carry spare rounds somewhere, and that's why I have this. And it actually works fairly nice, and it's kind of a nice neoprene deal setup. And very inexpensive, about $10 from Midway USA, which actually works very nice. Beartooth Products makes that, and it holds 4 rounds. That works nice. But this is what I'm going to do. Let me put my shotgun back here. I guess we had it like that. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wet mold these. Just get them damp. I'm going to take a rag with water and just get it damp on the inside here, because these are almost perfect as it is. And what I'm going to do, there we go. You see, it's a little tight, but by the time I get done wet molding it, because you see the gap you got there, a little bit of gap. By the time I get done wet molding that, that is going to be perfect. Little pouch for 2 12 gauge shot shells, which I can use with that, or I can use them with my Shockwave. Yeah, either or. So I bought some of these, and that's what I'm going to do with them. Thought I'd share that with you today. One other thing we're going to do, I got one more thing I want to talk about, but first, I had a sock show a couple weeks ago, and actually, I think it was a week ago, where I talked about the Colt Single Action Army, and in that I talked about the Singer, the Velvet Fog, which of course is Mel Torme. Yeah, at the time I couldn't think of Mel Torme, which is awful, and he was a regular on Night Court towards the end. At any rate, I had a contest for one of those Voodoo Tactical hats I was going to give away to the person that could name it, and there were a lot of people that named Mel Torme, quite a few, a lot more than the Brannigan Boilermaker one from the other night. So I put the names in the old John Wayne bean pot. Here, get it out here. The old John Wayne bean pot. Yeah. And I thought, let's move this to the side somewhere. Too many things going on. So I thought what I'd do is draw the winner for that contest right now on Saturday Gun Chat. So let's do it. Close my eyes, reach in, and the winner is Big, there we go, Big Al. Big Al, PM me your shipping info and we'll get that out to you. One last thing I wanted to talk about before I leave you for today is, well, I got 2 things I want to talk about. One last thing before the other last thing is my Shockwave, and I had a little incident with it, and I want to talk to you about it. I got a new sling for it. This one here's the original Super Sling, guaranteed forever, it says. I'm going to try that out because I want to try this sling out. My other sling that was made by Black Hawk, and I don't think this has anything to do with Black Hawk, but the other sling that was on there, And I'll roll in some video here of the incident and show it to you. It fell off. The end fell off the sling, and the sling just fell off. And I think what happened, because when I got back to the shop and looked at the shotgun, the mount on the Mossberg Shockwave, this little eye on the end that the sling goes through, was loose. And I think what happened, if you see how the sling, this one I have on here is a temporary sling I took off one of my other guns. You can see is when it's up, it actually crosses the barrel. It's so close to the end of the barrel. And I think what happened is that I was loose. I think this turned and it blew off at the end of the sling. No damage to the sling, just to the sling swivel, which yeah, was garbage. And I think that's what happened. I think it turned. It was loose. I put it back on, put a little Loctite on it, and put it back on and cranked it tight. And I hopefully that won't happen again. I'm just mentioning that because that may be something that needs to be done to your Shockwave if you're going to put a sling on there. Because if that comes loose, it's too close to the barrel. You're going to get that sling, and also be very careful with your sling because it can cross your barrel. Just thought I'd mention that. The last thing I got to mention, see, a little lubrication of the throat here. Oh, that's good. Last thing I got to mention is I'm having a contest right now where I'm giving away a $350 gift certificate to Brownells, and it's my 5,000 sub contest. And I'm getting close to giving away the gift certificate because I'm going to do that when I hit 5,000 subs. And this is all you got to do to get in my contest today. Number 1, be a subscriber. Number 2, like this video. And number 3, in the comment section down below, just tell me what you're thinking about what we talked about today. Or if you have any questions, here's your chance. And tag it with, well, let's tag it with 239. Yeah. Tag it with 239 and you're in my contest. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time, for Mr. Holster, and well, you can't even see it, Jack. The Shockwave's in the way. Jack, this is in the way. Everything's in the way, Jack. Jack, you still there? Seriously, Jack. Jack, you all right? You slept through the whole thing, didn't you? But you are looking at the camera. That's real progress, Jack. It is. It is. I think so. For Mr. Holster and Jack, he was out late last night partying. Holy cow. I heard him squeal in. What was that time? You squealed in at about 4 in the morning? Oh my God. You're lucky the gate was still open. Because seriously, you came around the corner at like 90 miles an hour, did a donut right in the center circle, woke everybody up. And you just don't even care, do you? But you look like you had fun. To be young again. From Mr. Holster and Jack, go out and stay safe. That's 13 minutes and 45 seconds of your life you'll never, ever, ever get back again.